Hi, my name is Rhiannon Diederichs and I'm from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate my ability to harness, hitch, and drive a team of horses. This is Carly. She is a 9.5-year-old Percheron, and she is going to be my demonstration horse today. So we always start by grooming the horses. Because it's winter right now, they typically are just a little dirty, have some hay on them. So I'm just using a soft brush to go over her whole body and make sure there's no injuries or anything of concern. So I do that on both sides. And then I will pick all 4 feet demonstrated here before we go out and drive. So I start by putting on her collar, and all of the horses at this barn have their own individual collar. So hers are the ones labeled with an orange circle. So I know this is hers and it fits her properly. Then I get set up with my stool because I come over with the harness. And at this barn, we're very particular about using a stool and gently setting the harness on the horses' backs because they did get a little back sore with some people prior. So gently putting the harness on, making sure everything's relatively in place. And you might notice we have some lights, like Christmas lights strung up on here, so that's why it looks kind of different for this time of year. So here I'm just putting the hames into the collar, and I apologize, this is a little out of frame, but Carly luckily steps back so you can see it in a little bit more detail. So just tightening the hames into the collar. And here putting on her martingale, and I actually, you'll see me momentarily recognize that this is not her martingale. So at this barn, again, every horse has their own tack and it's all labeled, but for whatever reason today there were 3 unlabeled martingales. So here I am talking with my mentor, just identifying that the tack is not fitting correctly, and I thought that was important to include in this video. So I come over with martingale number 2 that we end up using. We just adjust it just slightly to fit her a little bit better. Attaching the quarter strap and then putting on the girth. And here my mentor is just doing that adjustment I just talked about. So essentially just lengthening the martingale a little bit and double checking that it's in line with her teammate's martingale length. Okay, and once we've determined that this is the martingale that we're going to use, I pull the back strap back and keep on harnessing. Next comes her bridle, and typically she's really good about bridling, but today she really made me work for it. I think in hindsight, the beam above her is too close. So in this particular spot in the barn, it's a little bit lower, and it just made it difficult for the both of us. So that's why she backed up to maybe allow me to put it on easier, but it just was a little convoluted. But we worked through it. Got it put on and adjusted correctly. So here I just put the check back, and I realized that the ring was on the other side, so I leave that for a little bit later. Then I put the throat latch on. And then again, it's slightly out of frame. I apologize for that, but I have the gullet connecting to the basically the chin strap, and then the chain. And then I walk over to the other side and attach the check. Next comes the lines. So Carly is driven on the right. She can do both right or left, but with this team, she's generally on the right. So attaching the long line on her right to the bridle, and then getting the short line attached on the other side. And my mentor is here just double checking everything for safety. And here I'm just pointing out to her something I noticed on the bridle. Basically the cheek strap on both sides, the leather has just compressed a little bit. It might be because of the cold, so it's essentially slipping through the keeper, like slipping out of the keeper, I should say. So we just determined how we would fix that, and we kind of looped it through and back in on itself. Okay, so here's my mentor. She took Elsa out and got her hooked up, and the lines ran, but she let me do everything else because it just was easier having, two hands. Okay, so here we have a hitching post that we attach them to while we're hitching, just for safety. So I run the lines back for Carly, make sure, they're both in sync, and then ask her to step paw. And then here it's out of frame, but what I'm doing is two things. I am getting the short lines attached to each other, right? So crossing the short lines and attached to the bridles. And then you'll see in a moment here, I step back and I'm hooking up the yoke to the collars. And then I did Elsa first. I cut that part out because you couldn't see me. But here I'm getting Carly hooked up to the wagon via the chains and the tugs. Then I get on the wagon, grab the lines, and this particular team was like ready to go. So they started backing up, but they were still hooked up to the hitching post. So my mentor Anne got them unhooked, and away we went. Now this part is sped up quite a bit, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of where we were driving today. So this particular subdivision, there's always lots of traffic, lots of people outside, people walking their dogs, dogs in backyards, again, traffic. So definitely able to drive in a variety of conditions, both weather and external conditions. So here we are, coming home after a great drive. Thanks for watching.